Hey everybody, it's that time again. It's been a busy old week. I've been up and down the country, I've been all over the place, not had a lot of time for filming. The channel's still growing, and so thank you very much all of you for that. A lot of new subscribers, so hopefully this will be of interest to them. A lot more views than usual, which is nice too. Pretty much a good crowd seem to be watching. A lot of interesting questions in the comments. Keep that coming, that's always good. Apparently I belong in communist China because I'm restricting somebody's freedom of speech, but hey, good luck with that one. Anyway, let's get on with this and see what we've got here. Front end now pretty much finished. Just putting the finishing touches to the wiring loom. This is an aftermarket one. I think this came from Agriline, actually. Put a new dynamo on it. I'm keeping it with a dynamo. I just prefer it with a dynamo, this particular one. Put a new oil filter header on there and a spin-on, because I like spin-on ones. New fuel pump. Starter is the one that came with it. A few parts I'm still looking for, trying to find the correct earth strap for the starter. The pull stop rod for a 203 engine, I cannot find one anywhere. So if anyone's got one, let me know, I'll pay for it. Well, assuming they don't want it, I mean, don't go out and nick it off your dad's scraper tractor, but yeah, if there is one lying around in a shed somewhere that's in reasonable condition, I'll happily take that off your hands and pay for it. Anyway, round this side, I've still got to do that today. Round this side, yeah, I want to reroute some of those cables, just have a tidy up. A couple of pipes left to put on. Yeah, so we're getting close. Ignore what's going on back here. That will all come together very quickly. That's not going to take long to do. Put a new pedal on there, new clutch pedal. Unfortunately, I could not find a matching one that matched those, but that's as close as I can get. It's not adjusted yet before anyone complains it's sticking up and pointing at the sky. Just about to put the battery leads on there. So there's putting the finishing touches to the wiring. It's interesting, the ammeter is supplied with 3 spade terminals, or the connections for the ammeter are supplied with 3 spade terminals, but the ammeter, of course, has got screw studs. The new thermostat on this was supplied with a spade, but the loom had an eyelet on it. So anyway, a few little things like that to get sorted out. Did I mention I've got to polarise that dynamo before we try anything else? But anyway, as you can see, we are getting very, very close to having this thing in a condition where we can do something with it. So, less talking and let's have some action. Right, we've got the ammeter. I had to change a terminal on the fuel gauge unit as well. Pretty sure those are in the right place. Those are in the right place. Really not happy with that ammeter. I think I'll get another one of those. I'll try and get one of the originals to set a little better, but the fit on that is terrible. Not pleased with that. I know that the purists are going to tell me that the lights and the horn button are in the wrong place. Yeah, well, they should be up here. I think lights should be there. I think the horn button should be there. Anyway, may well get moved. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, right, so that's all. Starter's connected up. Earth lead is bolted to the back of the camshaft cover plate. new safety switch in there, which you can't see. Right, I'm just going to check the oil, and then we'll polarize the new dynamo. We're getting there. Okay, battery in, just going to connect that up. Still haven't polarized the dynamo, do that in a moment. Finally fixed that. Really not pleased with these cheapo Chinese thermostats. Anyway, it's on, or a new one is on rather, because the old one wasn't good. Piped up with the reservoir up here, and into the leak-off rail on the top of the injectors. Quick tip, if you're working with one of these aftermarket wiring looms, print off the page out of your operator's manual. It's got the wiring diagram on it. It does make it a whole lot simpler. Anyway, right. Another quick question. Why is it, if you're using an adjustable spanner or a crescent wrench or whatever you want to call it, why is it, if you're using it on a 1/2 inch bolt or holding a 1/2 inch bolt or something with that, you put it down, 20 seconds later when you pick it up, it's not 1/2 inch anymore. It's always smaller. Any ideas? Anyway, right, let's get on. The battery's in and cables connected up. The cables are connected to the regulator control box there. That's all done. I put a couple of gallons of the red stuff in there. I didn't want to put too much in case it leaks, but that should be enough. I'll get that bled through in a minute. Just waiting for the oil to finish draining out. New filter on there. And now I'm just going to polarize that black thing there, whatever it's called, dynamo. It's called a dynamo. Don't you forget that. Right, I'm going to do that. So what I've done is connected an old battery terminal, one of the old ones off this, to the positive terminal on the solenoid, and that's wired directly back to the battery. So this is positive. To polarize, you just brush it gently against the small terminal on your dynamo. Sometimes that's marked with an F for field, to show that's the field call. Sometimes that's marked with a D, that one, but it's the one nearest the edge of the dynamo, and it's usually the smaller of the two. Now, all you have to do to polarize it is to just brush the wire coming straight from the battery positive terminal just against that small one, and a couple of times until, I don't know if you saw it then, you just get a spark. That done, that means that that thing there, black and silver thing, whatever it's called, dynamo, is polarized, and it will start to charge when we plug it in and we run the engine. Okay, next step, I'm going to get the plug put back in there, some clean oil, and we'll see if it turns over. Before I put the oil, before I bleed, I'm not good with these things, words, I can't know what's going on. Right, before I get all the air out and bleed out the air out of the fuel system, I just want to turn it over a few times to see if we can get oil pressure. And let's see if we can do that. Okay. Well, after 20 minutes wrestling with a defective starter switch, it will only start if you use the heat. It'll only turn over if you use the heat setting. So I'll have to get a new one of those sorted out tomorrow. Maybe this afternoon if I get time. But now, if we turn it over, you can see oil pressure comes up quite quickly to a quite respectable middle of the green there. And that's what we need. Put a different starter switch on there now. That works in both positions, which is a good sign. I've bent up a new pipe to go on there. What else have we done? Okay, I have got fuel in there through the filters. Now I'm just going to bleed off the injectors and we'll stick the exhaust on and we'll see if the old thing fires up. That's 3 and 4 cracked off. Can we focus? Thank you. Due to a camera malfunction, you missed me priming this. Wasn't difficult though. There's a hand-like priming lever under the pump there. Just pumped it through by hand for a bit until it came out of the top of here. Sorry, that one. Until it came out of that one. Then turned it over a few times with the stop in the stop position, which is there. Then opened it up, got fuel coming out of there, cracked off the injector pipes, turned it over on the key a couple of times until fuel came out of there. Tightened them back up again, and now we're ready to see if it's going to go. Now this is the first time in well over a year. In fact, we've hardly really touched it since it's, well, we ran it for about 2 minutes when it got back. Yeah. So let's see what happens.